Hey, what is going on, crypto people? Listen, everyone's talking about the XRP price, but almost nobody is talking about this. Ripple Prime is now doing collateralized lending with XRP, while Flare, Firelight, and my belief, Spectra or Spectra Finance are building a system where the same XRP can be reused again and again on chain, right? So tonight we're going to talk about, well, actually, I'm going to show you how one bag of XRP can suddenly have four jobs at one. We talked about this in the prior live stream. I want to go over it a little bit more a little bit more detail tonight. It's going to be a cool hang for sure. Appreciate you guys checking in. Happy freaking Monday to each and every one of you. Appreciate you guys being here. Don't forget, every Tuesday night, you want to tackle that debt. You want to do the automated way of tackling that debt with my guys over at Money Max, Tuesday nights live, 7 p.m. Central. Link in the description to sign up for that. Live. Live from South Bend, Indiana. How about that? Pay me an XRP. How are you, my friend? Appreciate you checking in. It looks like the stream is, I don't know what's going on with the stream now. It's kind of, I don't know. Looks like the internet's not great. How are things? Can you see me okay? Pay me an XRP. Might be just my stream health is not great. I think that's what it is. The stream health probably is not. Oh no, 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 don't do that. Stream health is not as great as I'd like it to be. That's probably what it is. Yes, sir. All good. All right. Appreciate that, bro. So let's do this. Yeah, I appreciate you guys checking in. Yeah, we're gonna get into that. This post, well, this live stream was inspired by this post from, I believe it was Fugo, or Flare Networks, rather. I believe it was from the Flare Networks. Let's take a look at that real quick. Let's do this. Let's do that. Let me fix the stream a little. Oh, that's good. Go here. Share. That's fair. Let's go. Share. Yeah, I just posted me thinking like, interesting. What are they talking about here? So let's share this thing real quick. Inspiration from my video came from this post because we got to get some inspiration. We need some inspiration right now. When you think about what's going on with this market, why do I have two things there? I don't know. Don't know. Um, hmm. Hold on. I got two things here and I don't know why I have two. What am I rusty or something? What's going on? Oh boy. Let's get rid of that. Let's try this again. I don't know what's going on. All right. No, still get this thing here. Opera. Share. Yeah, I don't know. All right. So it's from this post here from Flare Networks. I got to thinking, what is that? Where have I heard that phrase or term before? So Flare Networks put this out. Two terms you'll see more of shortly. stXRP, ST, staked XRP, liquid staking token for XRP. Another term, PT slant YT, principal token slant yield tokens. On their own, they're powerful. Together, they are how XRPFi compounds. And you all know we love the compound, baby. We love the compound. Let me see here. What I'm going to share. Let me find this. Going to explain this one XRP does many jobs thing because it's important that we understand the bigger picture. It's really, really important that we understand the bigger picture. Guys, do me a favor, hit that like button before I go on. Hit that like button on the way in. That'd be super cool. We like to have, you know how we do. We like to have just as many likes as we got viewers in the stream. We appreciate you guys being here. And hit that subscriber button if you've been getting some value from hanging out in this channel. We're on a mad dash to get to 10,000 subs today. You know, we bring you that XRPFi in detail. We bring the XRPFi on another level, another way to look at it, perhaps from an institutional lens. So this is the bigger idea for XRP. Instead of XRP being one and done, right? Where you buy it, you hold it, and you hope, when price go up. We're talking about 1 unit of XRP being used for collateral, yield, backing a stablecoin, and supporting DeFi services, all at the same time on chain, all at the same time on chain. Hopefully by the end of the stream, you'll understand exactly how that works at a high level. Certainly no, we're not going to do any dev talk. And why I think the reuse, we talked about this in our live stream, that the reuse of XRP is what institutions like, for example, Evernorth, and I'm sure others are actually watching. It's going to be, I think it's the end goal. I really do. So remember this post. I keep bringing up this post. I share this post right here. Keep bringing it up. Keep highlighting this. Ripple Prime is now expanding into collateralized lending for XRP and supporting a rapidly growing base of institutions trading XRP-based products. Remember, we said that? We covered that. Big deal. So we understand Ripple Prime's the prime brokerage plus trading and lending, right? One of the major acquisitions from Ripple, setting out the plumbing and infrastructure. So collateralized lending for XRP is institutions posting XRP and borrowing against it instead of just buying and holding. Big, massive deal. Okay. Right. It's a big deal. So from Ripple's side of things, we have XRP as collateral and a professional prime brokerage setup. Right. That's one form. It's one form of reuse right there. Just one form. So I think about this all the time and I wonder, I know the answer to this, but would you personally borrow against your XRP if the setup was safe and transparent? Type yes or no in the chat, and why? That would be awesome if you guys can do that. I think the talk since I've been in XRP has always been never ever having to sell all of my XRP. Never having to sell all of my XRP. I mean, goodness gracious, we got Bitcoin OGs taking profit to the tune of $9 billion. That's crazy. Anyway, that's always been the goal. It's always been the goal to never have to sell at XRP. So for those who understand, right, here's the on-chain route. You take XRP, got the Flare Smart accounts. I think those Flare Smart accounts went live today. XRP in, for example, your Zaman wallet on the XRPL. Wrapped into FXRP, right? You can mint into FXRP. Again, you can do it from the XRPL if you don't want to use Flare's bridge, right? Wrapped in FXRP on Flare, right? Via assets or via the Zaman wallet, or FXRP, and then FXRP, I should say, then FXRP to stXRP through Firelight. Coming to a wallet near you soon. So FXRP to stXRP through Firelight, right? And you're going to get the liquid staking token stXRP, which you can do some stuff, right? So we understand XRP, for those who might know, XRP to FXRP is 1-to-1. It's 1-to-1. XRP locked on chain. So 1-to-1 ratio there, right? FXRP to stXRP. Now your XRP gets staked. It's underwritten, quote unquote, by Firelight, and you receive stXRP, a token that keeps earning yield but is still liquid. Important. stXRP is the first big unlock. It's what lets XRP become productive collateral. Productive collateral, not just an idle bet on price. And this is going to be available to, this is, again, an institutional grade DApple product or protocol that's made available to retail as well. It's important to understand that what Firelight is bringing to the table. But again, stXRP, in my opinion, is what lets XRP become productive collateral, not just an idle bet on price. Let me see who's in the chat here real quick. Really, really important. First movers advantage. That's right, Payment XRP. First movers advantage should be absolutely big. Right? So it's important. Guys, do me a favor and hit that like button. Let me do this live chat. Oh, I forgot to do the live chat. Let's do this live chat here. For those in the back, right? Important. So in the recent, not one of the recent docs, but one of the docs from Flare, they were just recently talking about this, talks about using stXRP as collateral in things like Enosys Loans, right, from Enosys Global, to mint an XRP-backed stablecoin, right? So now one XRP is now earning Firelight yield and backing a loan, if you will, or right, backing a loan slant stablecoin. Right? Think about that. Let me know on a scale of 1 to 10. Is that clear? Is that making sense to you? How clear is it on a scale of 1 to 10? XRP to FXRP to stXRP. How clear is that for you right now? Important. Now, in my post thread on X that I just posted before I went live, I said the PT yield tokens and the stXRP that Flair posted about, I said I believed it to be Spectra, and I put pure speculation. Now, I put pure speculation because I don't want people thinking, I'm in the know on the inside or anything like that. No, I'm not. I'm not, right? If you go over here, I'm not on the inside. I'm in the know, but it's not because I'm on the inside, right? Go right here to Spectra.finance, right? I saw him being interviewed, the lead guy anyway, being interviewed on Kinetic Markets YouTube channel, right? Here's Spectra.finance, and you open an app powered by open interest rates derivatives protocol. You can see right here, it says PT and YT. So I think it's the people from Spectra. Again, I'm speculating. I think it's the people from Spectra. When you look at this post here, and you see this XRP, and then you see this PT slant YT principal slant yield token, I believe that's going to happen. Spectra is coming to Flare, building on Flare, and I think they're the ones that are going to be providing that there. Maybe more markets will do their own version of that, but I believe it's Spectra. I believe it is Spectra. So now, right? So we talked about the PT and the YT, fancy words, simple idea. We split your XRP, your staked XRP into two pieces, a principal piece, which is PT, a future yield piece, which would be YT. Again, speculation, it's Spectra. Concrete analogy, it's like stripping a bond into the amount you get back later, principal. The interest coupons along the way is your yield. Again, this is a lot of institutional speak, but institutions are going to be loving this. We're going to learn more about it for sure. I've never done anything with Pendle. Pendle would be an example. PENDLE. I never did anything with Pendle, however. So you can do a couple of things. You can sell the YT token locked in at a fixed rate. You can sell the PT, keep your YT for a leverage bet on yield. So let me do this real quick so I don't over explain it or under explain it. Let me go here. Let you hear from the Spectra guy himself real quick here, since we're on this PTYT deal. Let's go here. Here was the flare factor, Spectra. This was from, I thought it was Kinetic. It was actually, was it Kinetic? It was Scepter who did it, I guess, the interview. I thought it was Kinetic. Here's the guy right there.
Flare. So why are you coming to Flare?
I mean, it's like I think it's a huge opportunity for Spectra to grow there, and I mean, it's a pretty interesting. I mean, there are various reasons for it, but one of them is that Ripple is gonna be there, like or is already there, like in a huge proportion. They're like interesting protocols that offer like liquid staking or liquid restaking. So it's like the infra is like right for us, and I mean, like this is the other part of it. I mean, I made it like on the example of Aave lending, but generally, like any interest-bearing token can be converted into this. So, for example, like if you have like a liquid restaked or like staked Ripple token that is then earning yield, people can also speculate on that yield, and this can also be used as a collateral somewhere, and like some really advanced DeFi strategies, which are pretty cool.
Yeah, hold on, let me show you another part.
$1,000 a yield, and if it's like, let's say on average it's 10%, then like the yield part of it will gain like $100, and $1,000 remain like basically at this. Yeah, and this is like how it works. Like,
okay, all right.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're really like separating the yield from the original.
Exactly, and this is like in DeFi, like those concepts have names. Like the fixed part is basically the principal token, the PT, and the other part, like tokenized yield, future yield rights, are the yield tokens.
There it is right there. The principal tokens and the yield tokens from the guy at Spectra. Wait a minute. Did I? Oh, you got to be kidding me. I am. Oh my God. I don't know. Hold on a second. I got to do this again. I didn't share that with you guys. Looking at my brown head, and I did not share that. I cannot believe I did that. I did do that. Can't believe it. Sorry about that. Let me try this again. You're gonna want to hear this. You're gonna really want to hear this. All right, let me start. There it is. Flare factor. Being interviewed from the people from Scepter, Lex at Scepter. Let's take a listen again.
Those $1,000 earn yield, and if it's like, let's say on average it's 10%, then like the yield part of it will gain like the $100, and the $1,000 remain like basically at this. Yeah, and this is like how it works. Like,
okay, all right.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're really like separating the yield from the original.
Exactly.
Exactly,
and this is like in DeFi, like those concepts have names. Like the fixed part is basically the principal token, the PT, and the other part, like the tokenized yield, future yield rights, are the yield tokens. And
there it is, the PT and the YT. Straight from the horse's mouth there, finance goblin from Spectra. Yeah. That's my pure speculation bet on what Hugo or Flair was talking about there. That's my, yeah, those guys, Spectra. Right. All right. So we talked about that. Right. So you can sell your YT, locked in a fixed rate. You can sell the PT, keep your YT for a leverage bet on yield. They're going to be liquidity pairs in the PT and YT tokens. Also, you can use them as collateral. Some advanced strategies for sure. Right. So you can connect Spectra protocols specialize in like Spectra that specialize in this type of thing, yield splitting game. So for me, Flair hinting at that stXRP plus PYYT. For me, PT and YT, it was Spectra. When I posted on X, it was pure speculation, but when I looked into it, there it was on their website, and then I, found that YouTube video as well. So it's a big deal. And this stuff all ties back. It's important. So stXRP goes into these PTYT vaults and comes out as principal and yield tokens. Ties back to XRP, which is, again, what we've all been wanting. Underneath all of this is the same original XRP that you started with. It's awesome, right? We're just slicing up the cash flow. So same XRP does 4 jobs. Important, right? This is a big deal. An example, I'm going to use 1,000 XRP because he used $1,000, right? So I'm just going to say that. Let's say I start with 1,000 XRP. Here's how that same stack can end up with 3 or 4 jobs at once. 1,000 XRP to 1,000 FXRP on Flare, 1,000 XRP to stXRP via Firelight. Job 1, securing Firelight. Hopefully, someone that's going to be doing with that insurance or that cover that Firelight is you looking to bring, right? So securing Firelight, earning yield. Use the stXRP as collateral to mint an XRP-backed stablecoin or borrow something, either one, right? Job 2 is backing a loan, slants, minting the stable that you can deploy elsewhere. To use that XRP, mint the stablecoin, and you can use it otherwhere, right? You can use it on other chains, right? So take the same stXRP and send it into the PT slant YT, right? Some vault or something like that. So job 3, the PT sits as principal slant collateral. Job 4, the YT represents future income, which you can trade. You can farm it, or you could use in a vault. The biggest deal for me is going to be this on-chain transparency and very much this kind of non-custodial thing that Flare Networks is building out. This thing is being built out on Flare, right? So unlike the CFI days that I experienced, right? This trust me, bro, rehypothecation, this is all on-chain. You can literally see where your XRP is represented and what each token, PT, YT, claims, right? This is a big, this is massive, right? That's what I mean when I talk about the reuse of XRP. The same XRP being responsibly reused in multiple roles rather than just being parked and prayed over. And by the way, what More Markets is going to offer is the opportunity with these Flare smart accounts that they'll be able to do this stuff for you. Right? If you don't want to do yourself manually, you don't want to, learn, try to understand it, get it. Busy, get it. I think More Markets is going to be able to do that for you. And Firelight's going to have vaults as well. Firelight's going to have vaults as well. So understand that. Firelight is going to have vaults doing a lot of this stuff for you. Just a lot of that stuff happens in the Ethereum ecosystem. A lot of it happens on the base chain with VFAT, where they do a lot of this managed vault stuff for you to earn yield. It's very, very, I don't know if it's very common, but it's common. And there's a few chains that do it better than others. And I'm expecting Firelight and Vaults, those guys over there, to really do an excellent job. So who knows? I might even use a percentage of my stuff as well and put it in one of them vaults instead of doing it myself. So we'll see. Right. So let me know if that makes sense to you. And if you're more bullish now than ever before on the possibility of being a long-term holder of XRP and never having to sell all of your XRP, it's a big, big deal. right? Never having to sell all of your XRP is a big, big deal. Brother Crypto's in the building. What's going on, bro? How are you? What? Okay. All right. There we go. Payment XRP says makes sense to me. Yeah. What's good, CJ? It's wild in these crypto streets, bro. I know. Glad I am offsetting it with my yields in the Flare ecosystem. I hear you, bro. Me too. Me too. If you go live, they will come. Yes, sir. Pay me an XRP. So I hope that's making more sense to you. It's a big deal. And I think a lot about Evernorth when I just for an example, it's going to be, I believe there's going to be exchanges. I believe it's going to be platforms like Ripple Prime participating. I believe that Uphold will be participating. It's all coming together in its full circle, and it's going to be a nice synergy for XRP holders. An awesome, nice synergy for XRP holders. What's going on, Rick Cisneros? CJ, Hugo mentioned it again in a recent interview. He wants to use the Ripple dollar on the network. It is just not ready yet. Oh, got it. Yeah. You can see that. I could see that. I could see that for sure. Yep. I could see that for sure. Big time. So Evernorth, why institutions care about Ripple Prime, and from the Evernorth, why institutions care? I think it's a Ripple Prime lens, institutional lens, Evernorth lens, right? It's important. So let's think like Evernorth or any institutional desk like Ripple Prime that Ripple Prime might serve, for example, right? Capital efficiency, they want more output out of the same one XRP. Places like Evernorth want transparency. Show me the collateral chain, risk segmentation, separate principal versus yield, duration, etc. These are things institutions understand. Familiar structures like fixed, variable yield, strips, collateralized lending, all these kind of things. Connect the stack to their needs, right? Ripple Prime, collateralized lending, the trading layer, stXRP via Firelight is the productive collateral. Important. Then the PT, slant YT tokens, as structured geo products, right? These things, again, institutional grade, institutional products made available to not only institutions, but to retail. So when institutions read Ripple Prime is expanding into collateralized lending for XRP, and then see Flare talking about stXRP and PTYT tokens, what they see is the beginning of a full XRP yield curve and collateral engine, not just a speculative token. Get it? Massively important. Right. So it's we got the smart contracts, we got the protocol risk, all kind of stuff that happens. Liquidity risk, if everyone piles in, these structures, what happened in a rush, what could happen in a rush for exit scenario, regulatory, it's not institutional risk, all these things are important, right? You got to lay those things out. Institutions understand it. It's important for retail to understand it, right? It's important that everyone understands it. And so going up and to the right of the network adoption curve is going to be big for the XRPL, and it's going to be big for networks, right? Important. So I want just people to understand it. I'm not saying ape into everything with XRP in the name. What I am saying is pay attention, because the first time XRP is given the tooling to behave like serious, well, this is the first time XRP is given the tooling to behave like serious reusable collateral in a DeFi native way. And that's just about word for word what Ashish Burla just recently said in that interview with Tony from Thinking Crypto. This is the first time XRP is given the tooling to behave like serious reusable collateral in a DeFi native way. And we are freaking here for it. What's going on, Inkpen 27? Hello, CJ. I've pinched a little bit. Oh, did you? What's going on, Theme? How are you, my friend? Appreciate you being here. So I wanted to share this with you guys. It's important to understand where we are. Again, inspired. This live stream was inspired by this post from Flare. 2 terms to see more of shortly. stXRP, liquid staking for XRP, and this PT slant YT, principal token slant yield tokens. On their own, they're powerful. Together, however, they are how XRPFi compounds. One XRP doing multiple jobs. I put this right here. FUT in capital. Few understand this. Velocity reprices the asset. Collateral eligibility creates holders, and more importantly, new holders. But Prime access creates this reuse, right? Access by way of Ripple Prime. As XRP gets posted, borrowed, hedged, and LP, liquidity pool, across desk, buffers grow, and the same unit turns more times. The depth, liquidity depth improves, spreads tighten, approvals accelerate, and the price re-anchors. Price chases plumbing. That is the bigger picture, my friends. That is the bigger picture. So let me do this here. Let me see if I can find that. I just put this out. And I'm going to end with this. Most people still think of XRP. No, where is it? Everyone watches the XRP price. Let me start there. But the bigger story is this. Ripple Prime is expanding into collateralized lending for XRP at the same time that XRPFi is building on a way to reuse the same XRP multiple times on chain. Let's talk about the reuse of XRP. Most people think of XRP like this. I buy it, I hold it, I hope number go up. That's single use XRP. What Ripple and Flare and Firelight and I believe Spectra and company are building is multi-use XRP. 1 unit of XRP providing payments, collateral, yield, and risk cover at the same time. Start with Ripple Prime. Ripple just told us that Ripple Prime is now expanding into collateralized lending for XRP and serving a rapidly growing base of institutions trading XRP-based products. That's prime brokerage plus lending built around XRP and the Ripple dollar stablecoin, Rick Cisneros. Now, add XRPFi on Flare. XRP to FXRP via FAssets, FXRP to stXRP via Firelight, right? Already the same XRP is securing services for Firelight and movable collateral inside DeFi. Next step, stXRP as collateral. stXRP. Flare's own docs highlight that borrowers will be able to use stXRP as collateral to mint a decentralized XRP-backed stablecoin. So 1 XRP does 2 jobs. Earn staking, slant protocol yield, back a stablecoin you can deploy across DeFi. Now you bring in these yield splitting PTYT tokens, the Spectra style piece, pure speculation. You see I put pure speculation there. It's important. Why does it matter? Because now you can sell the YT yield token, lock a fixed rate on your stXRP, or sell the PT token and keep YT for a leverage bet on yield. So the reuse of XRP looks like this. I shared this before. 1 XRP, multiple simultaneous claims, all on chain and auditable. XRP on XRPL, FXRP on Flare, stXRP via Firelight, stXRP uses collateral for loans and stablecoins, stXRP split into PT slant YT for structured yield. Advanced strategy. 1 XRP, multiple simultaneous claims, all on chain and auditable. This is exactly the kind of structure institutions care about. Clear collateral change, transparent risk buckets, familiar fixed and variable income style products, XRP-based products. Integrations with the prime broker Ripple Prime that speaks their language. Think desk like Evernorth. Look at this as a collateral engine, not just a token. Big, important deal. You can read the rest of this. Go check out check me out on X at crypto_CJ. It's a big deal. Let me share this real quick. That was my post on X. I think it's going to be massively important. I think this is the bigger picture. Right here starts with everyone watches the XRP price, but the big story is this. You go check me out. Go check that out. Do me a favor. Give it a heart. Leave a comment. I would definitely appreciate that for sure. I'm going to grow the X as well. I like posting on X. So yeah, do me a favor. Let me know if this made sense to you in the comments here in the chat. I think without question, this is the bigger picture and it's all being built out together. Flare is going to be a big part of it. And Ripple is going to be, in my view, taking advantages of the products in the chain that is growing on Flare for sure, right? Frick says, CJ, not financial advice, but the insurance vaults on Firelight at scale, in my opinion, will be huge, and I'm going in big eventually. I agree, my friend. Peter Summers, what's up, bro? How are you, man? Do you think RWAs, i.e. real estate, cars, mortgages that open my eyes to how big? Well, RWAs are going to be big for sure. What's that you share? What's that? Is that okay? Thank you, Keyless. How are you, miss? Appreciate you checking in. Chuck Holloway says, love the sound of all of this, but it also reminds me of fraction reserve banking. Are you worried things are going to get spread too thin and blow up? I am not. I do not think that at all, because XRP is a massive liquidity, has massive liquidity. And we're talking about one XRP doing all those things, one unit of XRP doing multiple jobs. Yeah, gutsy for sure. Thank you, Keyless. That's right. Follow and comment on CJ's Twitter account. Support us, appreciate it. Yes, ma'am. Thank you, and I appreciate you guys being here tonight. I'm gonna wrap it up here, but I wanted to share that with you guys. We're right at the cusp of a lot of things. Again, I know a lot of people are focusing on $2.12 XRP, Bitcoin. My God, it was what, 91 today, right? I'm told we have another week for this Bitcoin to close above a certain price, above the 50-week EMA. Check with blockchain backer on that. For sure. I'd recommend looking into his content on that. But if that line is $102,000, yeah, that's gonna be interesting to see. Look at this. It's 91,000. Again, 91. It's a 91 again. So yeah. So we know Bitcoin can move real quick. So we'll see what it's looking like. We're going to see what it looks like. Guys, do me a favor and hit that like button on the way out if you didn't get a chance to do so on the way in. Stephen Williams, you're welcome, my friend. You're going to watch the rerun. I appreciate that, bro. Do me a favor and hit that like button on the way out if you didn't get a chance to do so on the way in. And if you've been hanging out, listening to and watching the Crypto Seas, if you're part of that 50% of people doing it, please consider subscribing to the channel. We have a goal to hit 10,000 subs this month. And I know we can make it happen with your help, especially this is where we bring things about XRPFi and Flare from an institutional lens. It's important when that institutional lens allows for retail to participate. It's a big difference. If it's institutional only, I'm probably not bringing it. But if it's institutional grade product with retail access as well, a lot of that stuff is being built on Flare, and I definitely want to share that. So appreciate you guys hitting that subscribe button. Don't forget to ring that notification bell so that you know whenever we go live or whenever we upload a video. I'm going to end this one like I do all my videos and remind you guys of this. Old money doesn't want you to win. But that's okay, though, because you and I, we're already winning. And I would ask you to consider this or perhaps ponder the idea or notion of living your life permissionless. I'll talk to you guys soon. See ya.